Good morning, friends. It's Nancy. Ooh, morning. Time to get back to work on my needlework journal. As I may have already spoken about many times, the postal strike is over, so tons of mail is coming in. I must have had 10 envelopes in the mail, and maybe I get 10 in a month usually. I don't get a lot of mail. Everything's electronic now. This little booklet, this came from my car dealership. This is the car that I bought in October. Buick Encore. So I'm going to cover, let's see if I can, or if this will show through. Yeah, that'll show through. I'll use something else. Not that. What's this? Oh. Maybe I'll use this envelope. It's an oldie but a goodie. I'll keep the front and glue this on the back. Okay. So I'm sorry I've been missing in action for most of the last 10 days. This week has been a doozy. There was a full moon on Monday, and it's had some lasting effects. Let me just make that statement. And if you've ever worked in a human services type of role, a nurse, or in my case, social worker, you know that the phenomenon of the full moon is absolutely real. And the weather has been gross. Snow, more snow, some extra snow, and in case you've been missing it, snow. So we've been pretty much shut in here at home too. And when I come home, I am beat. Just beat. So when I was going through the ephemera I have for this project, I decided I was going to glue down these. Oh man. I'm thinking about those flower pots, but no, I'm just going to do the doilies. And then I will fussy cut those out. And I actually have some doilies here. I got these recently at a thrift store, and they have these roses. I was going to use them as a giveaway for my other channel, But then I noticed how stained this was, and I thought, I mean, that's okay for your, you know, cutting apart and junk journaling. I'm not going to try to get that stain out. So I have decided I will cut this up for junk journal projects. I might do like a partial one, you know? Might as well. So how's your week been going? It's very early morning. I'm working from home today because I have 2 Zoom meetings and a medical appointment this afternoon, but it's over the phone, so I don't have to go anywhere. But I have some required reading that I have to do before the Zoom meetings so that I can interact intelligently. I used to do I used to do a lecture every spring with the graduating MSW class from the local university. MSW is the Master of Social Work program. And I called it 10 Things You Didn't Learn in Your MSW. And one of them, well, each of the 10 things, you know, I tried to put a funny spin on it. And one of the 10 things is if you are attending a meeting with other professionals, if you're going to a meeting, take your own coffee cup. And I joke about how, you know, those disposable coffee cups, they only hold a dribble of coffee, so take a big mug. But the message I was trying to share with the students was that if you are participating in a meeting, make sure you're prepared. So do the required reading. So in this case, we're going to be discussing some reports and some program evaluation stuff. So do that. Prepare some notes. If you're being asked to present on a specific part, then, get that ready. Don't try to wing it. Because, we're social workers are generally funded through public dollars, and for that reason we're accountable. And if we're not going to participate in a meaningful way in a meeting, then you're wasting public time, public dollars. You could be working on something else to help people. So don't mess it up. So I have to do that this morning. I printed off, there's 4 different reports that I have to read this morning before my first meeting at 11. But let's just do a little bit of crafting before that all happens. I will pop this aside and grab the next project that I want to work on. Okay, so I have some, these are papers that I got in a thrift store up in, I want to say Palmerston, somewhere up in North Wellington County anyway. And I thought I would use some of these as pages in the journal. And some of them might need a little Frankensteining. This one has a corner cut off. So we can Frankenstein that. The corner's bent down at the bottom. And that's okay too. It shows that I'm using real, authentic, old paper. Okay, so here's a little hack here. That should be plenty to cover it. And then now I'm going to get a piece of thread. Making a mess. I think this is like a dark brown. And I don't have anything shorter. You're shorter. So I'm just going to sew this corner on. I mean, it is glued, but in years gone by, and I have seen this in evidence, sometimes repairs to books were done with needle and thread. So I'm not going to be too concerned about how neat it is. I've been considering the 3 boxes of vintage and antique linens that I have. I have managed to use some of them, like, for example, the cover of this journal I'm currently working on. I had cut hexagon pieces from the linens and then stitched those together to make the cover. You know, I've made pockets and, you know, sometimes even added the linens as pages in the journal. So I was thinking about maybe just cutting small bits from some of the embroidered pieces and, you know, making clusters out of them or using them for tabs in the book, you know, that sort of thing. I'm going to go backwards here. I feel like I went a little too far. So something plain like this, I think this would be a good page to put a little bit of embroidery on. Or I could take an embroidery pattern, because I have tons of those sorts of things in my box, is good old-fashioned iron-on transfers, and decorate some page edges with that. Oh, that would be fun. If I had, you know, some strips of embroidery pattern. I mean, there's no reason to hoard these things. There's plenty in my stash and plenty more in the wild, so I can certainly look at doing some of that. I also want to do some pockets that I saw in a video the other day. It was a really great video, and do you think I can remember the name of the creator? No, but I for sure want to copy and paste. I want to steal all of her ideas because they were amazing. Let's do one more knot. Can't pull this too hard because I don't want to rip the paper. Okay, so that's sort of a interesting feature there. What's wrong with you, scissors? A little hunk here I'm going to tear off. Okay, looks good to me. Put that back in the pin cushion. I'm sure I'll use it again. We have a little tear up here, so let's get some tape. It's been so long since I used tape, I don't remember where I put it. I gotta go looking for... Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna patch it with something else. I can't be bothered looking. So here's some of those iron-on transfers that we discussed. This one says testing section. Just going to cut that out. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Already lost my lid. I do approve of that. So let's fold that. And I will place it there. This one, it says it's a table end, so somebody hand drew this pattern. It says table end. So some of it I can take off. I'll cut it. And I'll keep those in case I need them for something. And I would like to add that I can fold over a bit. Something at the top or the bottom. Gosh, some of this is not the best. So I probably have mentioned this in many in many past videos. One thing that Doug and I have in common, we are both January babies. So we are united in the experience that nobody gives a crap about your birthday when you're a January baby. So we decided many years ago that we would do 3 weeks of birthday celebrations. Our birthdays are exactly a week apart. I'm the 22nd, he's the 29th. So we start celebrating a week before mine and a week after his. So we have 3 weeks of celebrations. So yesterday was day 1. The only thing I did to commemorate it was send him a meme. On Messenger, because I briefly thought about going out for dinner, and then I quickly decided that was not going to happen. I just wanted to get home. But I did bake. So that's, I guess I can count that. I had got blueberries last week at Sobeys. Had them on sale for $1.99 a pint, which is pretty good for January. And with every intention of doing something with them, and then never got around to it. But I decided I was going to try to make blueberry buckle. I don't know if you've heard of that or not. I don't think I had ever made it before, but I went online and I searched recipe with 1 pint of blueberries, and I got several blueberry buckle suggestions. Oh, I forgot to cut that part off. Okay. I think I'll just do a quick running stitch. Maybe a different color thread though. Maybe that I've got handy. I'll do this dark red. So blueberry buckle. I don't know why it's called buckle. One recipe said it was called buckle because it's like a coffee cake has a streusel topping and the top buckles when it bakes. I don't know. The recipe I tried, it was okay. You know what I would have liked to have added was a little bit of lemon. So some lemon zest or a squeeze of lemon or both. I think blueberry and lemon go together really well. And yeah, I can. It's not a sweet cake, it's like a coffee cake, although it does have you know, a streusel top, which is sugar, flour, butter, cinnamon. Anyway, not sweet. More like muffin sweetness rather than cake sweetness. Anyway, so I baked. Let's consider that birthday baking. So when I say 3 weeks of celebrations, we just give ourselves permission to do things. You know, sometimes, you know, you have an opportunity to go somewhere or have a little treat, and, you know, you think, oh, no, I better behave myself, or, I really shouldn't, I've got this to do or that to do. So, birthday celebration, 3 weeks, we just say yes. We don't give any consideration to being sensible or careful. We just celebrate. No other big events. Usually at work when it's somebody's birthday, we have a little we have a little cake, and you know, we sit down together to have lunch, because not all the time does anybody take lunch, really. You know, we often sit at our desk and shovel a handful of something into our faces so that we can keep going. But we're a small office. I think we might be, I'm going to say 18 people now. We've had a lot of upheaval in the last 2 months, and much more upheaval occurring in the next 2 months. So I'm not exactly sure who works there anymore, who doesn't. So we'll get together in the boardroom and have lunch together, and then cake. So my office mate is usually the one who organizes that sort of thing. So she was asking me what I wanted to do for my birthday, and I said, I'm going to bake the cake. I've already got a recipe picked out, and that's it. I don't want to do anything else. Might want to reinforce that. I won't stitch this. So this piece of paper, this would have been a quilt block pattern, and it says make 6 of these blocks in Prince goods and join to the white one. It says join over here. Okay, so if I fold that in half, is that going to be kosher? No. So I will stick with the original fold. And then make this a little flippy-do thing. Yeah, that's going to work. I think I'd like to add some fabric to this or something. How are we doing for time? Oh, we're a good half an hour in. I think I'm going to pause now. I have definitely got to get that reading done. I'm going to have to put clothes on because I can't go on Zoom without... So, anyway, take care. Have a great rest of your day. We will talk soon. Bye-bye.